I signed on to do one job, and I end up doing another job that probably should be paying me more. How do I ask for more money? Business Questions Answered here, episode number 27. Welcome to the podcast. My name is Jay Cleveland Payne. I'm a personal and professional development specialist. I have an MBA, and most importantly, I have made lots of mistakes over 20 plus years of working on and worrying about the management of my own small businesses and entrepreneurial endeavors. I would like to help you by allowing you to learn from my personal mistakes, my decades worth of study and research, and some insights from other business people and entrepreneurs that I know. To submit your question, please visit our website, businessquestionsansweredhere.com. This episode is sponsored by My Company Works. More information on that sponsor in just a moment, but first, let's get to this week's question. It is brought to us by Preston, who has an issue that a lot of us find ourselves in when we're new to a job. Having a job description that doesn't describe what we're actually doing, and it's something so far out there that we're wondering whether we're actually qualified for it, and if we are, what we should do about that. Let's read the question as it was sent to us. I am a graphic designer by training, but have been working for a family business for about 6 months and doing less graphic design and marketing as the days go by. Because of my great computer skills and ability to find things on the internet, I've turned into the de facto business manager and HR department. I've helped install a new payroll system, chase down payments on late invoices, and 2 weeks ago, consoled a crying employee after she was chewed out, with good reason, by the way, by the patriarch of the family and the head of the business. This is not what I signed up for, and this is not what my level of pay would suggest I should be doing. How do I go about asking for a new contract to match the expanded duties? So this is the question that was sent, and I've got to say to you, Preston, congratulations or maybe condolences on stepping up and taking the responsibility that you yourself state you probably have no business taking on. It's a good thing that you're showing the willingness to do this stuff, and you're showing, more importantly, the ability to get it done. Now, you may have went to be a graphic designer. You might have wanted to do nothing but draw or create marketing materials for the bulk of your life, but looks like you found your way into some sort of middle management or at least HR work by mistake or maybe by fate. What you found out is that you're actually good at some of the extraordinary, really hard business side of businesses, which a lot of people find is a great thing to have. Unfortunately, a lot of people in the positions that take advantage of those skills aren't in the right position to really take advantage of the skills. Just because you have those sort of abilities doesn't mean someone's not going to overlook you because they think you're just some graphic designer who dabbles with things and got lucky. And that's where all of this comes down to for you. So before you go to your bosses and talk about getting more money or more responsibility or more whatever for what you are doing, first you have to figure out what exactly it is you are doing. You have to take a few days and thoroughly evaluate everything you have taken on and everything that you do. Even the little small, mundane, minor title details may seem like it's nothing, but what you're doing is building your case. You're building two cases. We'll get to that in a second. But you're going to build your case on what it is you're exactly taking on for this family business and why you are important, A, to the family business, and B, in the role in general. Now, that's where things get a little bit interesting. Because once you figure out all the things you're doing, you'll see exactly how much you're being taken advantage of by being paid as a minor league person and being put into the place of a major league person without the right contract. You're being in there, or you are in there as a graphic designer doing some of the marketing materials, doing some of the maybe the social media and some of the press release stuff if it's that big of business. But what you're actually doing is really running the business, doing the everyday stuff, doing the things that are definitely overhead, but overhead that's important because missing the wrong piece of paperwork, messing up the wrong signature line on a document can mean money to businesses large and small. So you are playing a pretty important role for whatever reason, but you're not getting the respect and definitely not getting the money for this, or they would have offered you the larger role. So you're going to take a day or two or a week or whatever you have to do the work as instructed and document every single thing you're doing and think real hard about all the things that you may have done or missed out on that seem trivial, but put it down, write it down, Document it. Put as many things as you see or figure you can do from what you've been doing, and then you take a look at comparable jobs to see where they fall in line, what it is you may be called to be, even if you're not exactly called that at the moment. Now, the hard part is from here, you have to take the information and get with your network, get with the people you know, your friends, your family, the business people that you might know, and you're going to do a sort of a stealth interview of yourself. You're going to take all that stuff that you had, and you're going to talk to other people and shop it around and see exactly where this fits in the world. You're going to talk to the folks in your network for your stealth review, and those who may tell you that you're doing work that's similar to things, and you'll also find that similar to what you're looking in your research online, you'll get the things to come together. You'll get a better, clearer picture of who it is you're becoming by doing all this HR type stuff at the business you're working at that you're not supposed to be doing. Maybe they believe you look like an HR professional in the making. Maybe you look like a assistant to someone going on. Maybe it's being overblown and you're seeing more things than that aren't there. But you'll get a better review as they review the things you are doing and sort of ask questions on why you're doing it. And now, here's the big thing. What's going to happen is they're going to tell you whether it looks like it's actual work that you can do, and there's actual jobs out there that fit these things. And that's where it gets to be the real work part. You've got to start sending out resumes and looking for interviews for people, even if you're not going to leave where you're going, because you want to test the waters to see if this is true. If you have gained these skills that are good enough for these other positions, and the only thing that's missing from getting those positions are years of experience or maybe the right degree. If you interview correctly or interview and get lucky, sometimes you can get your foot in the door and get the big jobs just by showing you have proof of what you've done, or get some sort of internship or some sort of assistant job that will give you enough experience to make that next step to another big role. But you're not exactly looking for a new job, but you're searching, you're feeling the waters out a bit. Now, after you've started doing that stuff, and even if you don't get a job offer, especially if you don't get a job offer, then you go to your boss. If you have some job offers in your pocket, that's leverage right there. But if you don't, what you do know is the market value of what it is that you're doing, what it means to other companies financially and by importance of the job. And that's what you're going to kind of sell yourself on. You're going to tell your current employer that these are the things that you've been doing for them. These are the things that you signed on for, graphic design, marketing, things like that. And this is what you're actually doing and what the actual importance to day-to-day operations of the company that you are, because you apparently are. You are doing these things that seem out of your wheelhouse, but they seem to be need to get done, and you're doing them, and you're doing them well enough that no one's going to jail, no one's losing any money, no loss of life, and that employee that you consoled didn't sue anybody. So apparently you're a pretty good HR manager as well. But you offer this information up, not in a pushy manner, not as an ultimatum, but you just say, hey, these are the things I'm doing for your company, and this is what you're getting for it. This is how much it apparently is worth in actual dollars saved, actual dollars made, time not wasted. Is it possible that you need someone, and hopefully me, in this position for a full time? And if that's possible, and I take on this responsibilities and a few more, I can get a bump in pay and some other perks, a title, some other things to make things up. So you're going to ask them to give you a job that should exist, but doesn't exist for whatever reason. And then they have a chance to negotiate with you. If they go with you, if they're good with it, and they say, hey, this is right, let's work something out, you have to do a fair negotiation to make sure things work out for the best for you, because this is about you. You are not a part of this family business. It's their family business. You've been hired on to help on. So make sure you are taken care of, because when it's all said and done, you may feel like family, but you may not actually be family. So you're going to ask for that bigger role. You're going to champion this role, and you're going to take better pay for that more important role. If they balk at this, remember, you have already been hitting around your network. That's why you went through your network before you went to your boss, because you know what the potential is to get another job in this new area, or just go get a graphic designer job like you've already been trained for. You may have already upped your game mentally, but you may still be in a level where you can stay where you are for graphic design and maybe pop in someplace else with these newfound skills that you didn't know you had and didn't know you needed until you came across a company that apparently really needed it really, really, really bad. So it's that simple. You need to have a great documentation of all the things you are doing, learning, how long it's been that you've been doing it, and of course, the numbers, how much money you're actually saving or bringing into the company by doing these things, because that's where the actual negotiation comes from. How much are you worth to the company can determine how much they can actually toss your way. And make sure they're tossing a fair number your way, and make sure you're not being greedy in the process. This is not about negotiation. I'm not the greatest in that realm either, but negotiation is an important thing here, but make sure you have something to negotiate with, some sort of leverage. Your leverage is your ability to get another job and your worth to the company in this moment right there. So, Preston, that is the answer. Thank you so much for sending us this question. Of course, check in with us to make sure we know how things are going with you in the future. And if you out there listening want to be on the podcast in the future, it's very simple. Go to our website, businessquestionsansweredhere.com, and submit your questions. Also, check out our prior 26 episodes in the archives and visit our sponsors to help us keep the podcast going. And today we want to thank our main sponsor for this episode, and that is My Company Works, a company formerly known as My New Company. And don't let the formerly get in the way of anything. They've been a company, a business since 2001, and they've helped over 50,000 businesses form since that time. You can incorporate or form an LLC for your business for as low as $79 plus whatever your state fees are. That's simple. You go to the website, select your company type, the state you're in, fill out the online form, and receive your file paperwork just like that. They can help you work through all the issues, and they've been doing this for long enough that they know how to do this. They're no fly-by-night person. They're no guy down the street who just picked up this as a side gig and is working through worksheets trying to figure it out as it goes along. They have a great plan and a great background in getting this, and a wizard. Well, it's a computer wizard, but it's basically a step-by-step process that you can follow all the way to the end. And, oh, by the way, if the online stuff doesn't work out for you, unlimited phone support, email support as well. However you want to get in touch with them, they will walk you through the process to getting your company into an incorporation or an LLC for as little as $79 plus state fees, just like that. Visit our website, businessquestionsansweredhere.com/mycompanyworks for a extra special deal from this company. That's businessquestionsansweredhere.com/mycompanyworks. Or stop by and visit any of our sponsors, but we're putting a big shiny beacon on this week's main sponsor, which is My Company Works. And a question for you, the listener out there, that goes along with what Preston asked just at the beginning of the podcast. And the question for you is this: how do you manage situations of being unfairly taken advantage of with other duties as assigned? When something just comes out of scope that you're asked to do, that is so well out of scope that it takes you well off the path what you should be doing, how do you manage getting through those situations or getting out of the situations? You tell us by going to the website, businessquestionsansweredhere.com/027 for this episode 27, and you can answer that question in the comments. Or follow us on social media on Twitter and Facebook and answer it as well. And thank you for listening to this podcast. Make sure you subscribe using your favorite podcast app or service to ensure you never miss a new episode. To submit your question or send comments, please visit our website, businessquestionsansweredhere.com. You can also email us at businessquestionsansweredhere@gmail.com. For more information on my other projects, visit my main website, jclevelandpayne.net. I'll be back soon with even more business questions answered here.